What you guys, today we're taking a look at 5 Windows 11 issues Microsoft refuses to fix. Now we know Microsoft are making huge changes to Windows 11, which is great, but there's going to be a few things that I don't think they're going to even touch on because they haven't even mentioned it, and that is adverts. Now Microsoft probably are not going to call these adverts, but they are personalized offers or adverts, and you can see right here, get personalized tips, ads and recommendations based on your Windows activity. And Microsoft have not mentioned anything about stopping these pushed advertisements or nag boxes onto you. And I think this will be a great step in the right direction if they stopped all of this, because it just means that people have to go inside here and disable a lot of this bloat and advertisements that people just don't simply want. And they're just not listening to what people need. Yes, they are fixing some of the key components that people have moaned about, but this is another big major one that people just don't simply want in their operating system. Recommendations and offers in the settings. Let Windows show me more products, recommendations and offers in my settings, and advertising ID. This is something else that Microsoft have been pushing onto their Windows 11 customers. Now, Microsoft have said that they are promising to calm down on these forced adverts, but they haven't said they're going to completely do away with them. Now, another big problem with Windows 11 is telemetry. Telemetry is a big part of Windows 11, and a lot of people refuse to go anywhere near Windows 11 because of the telemetry that's inside Windows 11. And this is things like inking and typing personalization, where it uses your typing history and hand writing patterns to create a custom directory. And you've also got other areas in Windows 11 as well, working in the background, collecting and harvesting data and sending it back to Microsoft. And this is when Microsoft get branded Microsoft spyware and other comments that you see in the comments section, because they're harvesting all of this information. And people have been saying for years they want more control and more options to be able to opt out of all of this nonsense. Another one is diagnostic and feedback. And some of this stuff is literally harvesting a lot of information. Now, Microsoft have been clear and shown what they harvest. And there's a major trust issue with Microsoft and their users because they just simply don't want telemetry, and they want an option to be able to completely turn it all off and have a nice clean operating system. But Microsoft, as of yet, have not offered an opt-out option or a toggle button to opt out, so you don't get any of this when you get to the desktop. It's all gone. And they want a clean operating system. Now, Microsoft do have clean operating systems. It's just the fact that the home users get all of this bloat and telemetry in their system. So during the out-of-box experience, people would also like a cleaner installation. And this is where they can use the opt-out options to opt out of a lot of the stuff that people just don't simply want, like Recall, Copilot, like all of the other stuff, like telemetry and things like that. Now, they've also injected into the out-of-box experience this Windows update where you can update later. So they can do it. They've offered you an option to opt out here. Well, why not offer an option to opt out of a lot of the other stuff like the pre-installed applications and all the other bloat that comes along with it? Or maybe better still, give people an ISO file like Windows 11 Lite that doesn't have all of these options inside of that ISO. Now, one of the other big problems is local accounts. People want a local account. They want to be able to have an option for a local account and install Windows in offline mode. You can see right here on Windows 11 Home, you don't have any options whatsoever. And you're going to have to use bypass methods to be able to install Windows 11 without a Microsoft account or things like that. And this is why tools like Chris Titus Text Tool, WinHance and Rufus and all these other tools that people use just to circumvent and bypass all of this stuff that Microsoft have in place. This is sort of forcing people to use Microsoft accounts instead of a local account. Now, Microsoft say that you can go back to a local account once you get to the desktop, but that's not good enough for some people. They want that option during the out-of-box experience. And you can see right here, pop-ups for OneDrive, we got false BitLocker, and then you go into the installed apps and it installs all of this bloat that people just simply don't want. And they have to go through a painstaking process of uninstalling all these one by one or using scripts on the internet. Now, some of these scripts can damage your operating system. And this is why Windows 11 sometimes may be having major issues, because people have been tweaking or tinkering with their operating system, and it can cause issues with Windows updates and other problems because you don't know what these scripts are doing or what these applications are doing. Some people are just complete novices when it comes to computers, and they will just run something on the computer and then they come on the Discord server asking for help because they've run, say, Chris Titus Text tool or WinHance or some of these other tools that you get. There's nothing wrong with these tools, but you need to understand what you're doing when you're using them. And a lot of people just simply don't. And they go running things and checkboxing things and then basically running the script or the application. And of course, it's going to turn a lot of stuff off and then things will stop working. Now, these applications shouldn't even be an option. You shouldn't have to use programs like this to debloat Windows or turn off a lot of settings that have come bundled inside the operating system. And if Microsoft can fix a lot of these issues, people won't need to use applications like this anymore. And this is what we should be doing, because these have a tendency of breaking the operating system. Hardware requirements is another big one that Microsoft have not mentioned anything about. And maybe they need to review the system hardware requirements again and look at some of the CPUs, because there's a few CPUs in there that are capable of running Windows 11. And this will help a lot of people out that haven't got the money to buy new computers. So I do think they need a good overhaul of the system requirements. Now, I'm not suggesting they remove TPM 2.0 and other requirements, because these are security measures and some people are not going to like that, but that's just the way it is. We progress and we move forward. But they can tweak it a little bit and allow some CPUs through, like some of the earlier generations of Ryzen processors maybe, and maybe offer a way to install Windows 11 in offline mode rather than forcing people to be connected to the internet, because some people do want to install this in offline mode and they don't want to be connected to the internet. And this will mean changing the Microsoft account and making people be able to have an option to use a local account instead of forcing people a Microsoft account. Now, Windows 11 has grown in popularity. People are starting to switch from Windows 10 to Windows 11, as you can see in this graph right here. And if you watch some of my earlier videos, this is exactly what I said would happen. It happens every single time. Windows 11 is now starting to grow in popularity. More new computers people buy will have Windows 11 on it, and Windows 10 will just suddenly die away slowly. It might not be yet, but it will be in the course of time. It will start to drop down below 10%, and of course Windows 11 will be the go-to operating system until Microsoft release a new one. Anyway, with that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.